What's up guys, Malik Tucker here. So this video will be about cryptocurrencies, currencies, hyperinflation, stuff like that. So I know that you've probably seen the price of Bitcoin or Ethereum or any other cryptocurrency raising value over the past year or over the past months. You see a lot of things going on with Dogecoin, Ethereum, Cardano, maybe if you're paying attention to the financial markets. But overall, I can be sure that you've probably been exposed to the price of Bitcoin going up, and you might wonder like what's going on, why Bitcoin is raising so much value, why people are making so much money from Bitcoin, and why people are saying it might be a store of value, why it can be digital gold. So before I even get into the video, I would want you to, if you're on Instagram, like, share and comment. If you're on YouTube, I would like you to like, comment and subscribe. That would really help me a lot. And check out the links that I'll have in the description. They might come in very handy for you in the future. So let's get into the video. So you see cryptocurrencies, these are my high conviction names, which is Bitcoin, Ethereum and Enjin Coin. Into the video, I'll go more into depth about why these are my high conviction cryptocurrencies. Let's get into the video. So first off, my description. What is a currency? So by definition, a currency is a medium of exchange for goods and services. A currency in its paper form is issued by a government and generally accepted at its face value as a method of payment for goods and services. So if you have a $20 paper note, you get $20 value of whatever you go and buy. So a use case, by someone accepting a currency, say a merchant, he can sell his or her goods and have a convenient way to pay for other goods that he or she might trade again for some profit. Next slide. So what is a cryptocurrency? So a cryptocurrency is a payment that can be exchanged for goods and services. But what really makes a cryptocurrency different, it's a digital currency. So it's not paper currency, it would be digital currency. So the use case for a cryptocurrency, in its purest form, a cryptocurrency should allow borderless transfer of value from any location to another without any middleman. No intermediaries, no bank, nobody questioning the transfer, nobody that's really regulating what's going on. You can be your bank and you send to someone else's bank. So in its purest form, the crypto, yes, you should all act as our banks. Going along, all cryptos might be on our mobile phones where we own our private keys, no middlemen, no intermediaries, and we have full control of our money. So going ahead, other asset classes that might hold value that are different from a currency, a paper currency or a cryptocurrency, there are assets such as gold. Gold holds value for its scarcity. As you know, gold might not be limited, but it's hard to be acquired. Not every country has gold in its resources. Gold also holds value for its beauty. You know, gold has a very shiny look and it holds the look. It doesn't really rust and withers away like other precious metals. It's one of the more valued precious metals next to probably diamond and silver, platinum. So gold is seen as a hedge against inflation because the demand is definitely higher than the supply. Silver is also a scarce commodity as it has to be mined. So you have to put in a lot of effort to get these metals, which make the supply for them less than the demand. Silver is also wanted a lot. It has a higher demand for its beauty. Silver is also a good looking metal, precious metal, and it also has many uses for silverware, coins. Silver still holds value for its utility. So silver can also be a hedge against inflation as it also has a demand that is higher than its supply. Oil is also a asset class or a commodity that a country can use to say their overall country has a better economy than other countries, such as Trinidad. Trinidad has oil, so their currency can be backed by the oil, which gives their currency a little more value than some other countries. So we have here oil. A country that owns oil or has oil resources also has value as well. There is demand for oil over the world that is definitely higher than the supply of oil around the world. Don't mind the mistake there. So every country needs oil to create energy. The countries that have oil are at an advantage because they can sell oil for other tenders of currency. You can sell oil for money, you can sell oil for gold, etc. Oil definitely has a use case, and I'm sure we all can attest to that in 2021. Some minor mistakes there. So my high conviction cryptocurrencies in order: Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Enjin Coin. So why Bitcoin? So according to code, which Bitcoin is created by code, Bitcoin is limited to about 21 million coins. That's it. There won't be any more, there won't be any less. So once it is finished mined, there won't be any more Bitcoin. So here, after all Bitcoin is mined, that's it. At that point, the supply of Bitcoin becomes completely stagnant. It's at a standstill. So while the demand will continue to rise, an increase in demand will cause the value of each Bitcoin to rise. It can be exponentially, but I don't want to give you too much of a bullish case and everyone to pile into Bitcoin. That's not the case. Do your research and see how you feel about the currency. So the use case for Bitcoin as well, it's used for borderless transactions. So you can transfer money any border. This might not be a problem for a lot of Caribbean countries or people in the United States, but people who their countries have a lot of limitations when it comes to the global marketplace, they prefer Bitcoin because they can use Bitcoin to get money in and out of their countries, as well as it's a good use for storage of value because their currency might be under hyperinflation because they don't have certain assets or just because of bad decisions by the people who rule their country. So another use case, we look at this currency that if fully integrated, we will have no need for banks for wire transfers. Nobody has to question any large transactions. If you feel like sending $1 million in Bitcoin, it's your choice. No questions. This is your money. No regulation, no middleman. So this is a use case, especially if you have a lot of money and you don't want anyone questioning you where you get this money from or why are you sending it, and to put a lot of friction. Some people can't really deal with that. The richer person does not want anyone to have control over their money. You would prefer control it from point A to point B, and that's it. So also, Bitcoin is not subject to inflation. There is no way this currency can be inflated. It will remain scarce, and only get more scarce. So, and also Bitcoin adoption coming along. As Bitcoin starts to become more traded, more on the exchanges, it will gain more value, more demand, and it still has the same amount of supply. So with more stimulus coming along into almost all economies to recover from this unprecedented times that we're living through, which is the virus that all of us live through. If you're watching this video, it has been a really bad time, and the economy uses stimulus to really build back itself, but this has positive as well as negative effects on economy's currency and how we really go forward from this. So my outlook. So inflation is a real thing. Whether or not the governments have a plan to combat inflation, it won't hurt to have exposure to an asset class that can't be affected by inflation in the event that it happens. So the rich tend to put their money places where their money either makes more money or it holds value. So in inverse, Bitcoin might be a digital gold, but people still hold their money in assets such as gold and silver as a hedge against inflation. So it only takes the monster companies, and by monster companies I mean the FANG companies such as Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, Google, to just add 1% of their balance sheets to Bitcoin. Apple is $1 trillion company. $1 billion is less than 1% of the cash that they have, and that can be their hedge against inflation. And if they just added 1%, which is nothing, is just an asset class to them, like holding real estate, holding property, holding gold, the price of Bitcoin can reach to 100,000. So here we have it. Some companies hold gold as a hedge against inflation. Please do your own research or reach out to me, and I might be able to show you some resources that I am looking at. I will have a link in my description for BlockFi that you can send your crypto to and earn interest on it. So why Ethereum as my second big conviction? So even though Ethereum is not as scarce as Bitcoin, it's like digital oil. So on the Ethereum network, you can really build decentralized apps, you can build other currencies and digital products that you specifically need Ethereum to use on a network. So Ethereum also provides a tamper-proof payment network. So using Ethereum, you may facilitate a transaction that's tamper-proof. You may create a smart contract that only if certain conditions are met, your money is released to the other party. So Ethereum is good for things like escrow, where people have to pay for real estate, where there is big money involved. You would use an Ethereum smart contract to facilitate that. In that case, you don't really need a lawyer, you don't need a real estate agent to facilitate that transaction. The money will not be released to the other party unless certain requirements are met regarding the title and the transfer of ownership of the property. Ethereum is also good for NFTs, which are non-fungible tokens, and collectibles, which is like a new type of digital art and collectibles. How you use Ethereum in that case is that Ethereum can actually authenticate that digital art is probably one of a kind. When things are one of a kind, they are seen as extremely scarce, and then that itself will give it value. If a piece of art is one of a kind, or if a collectible is one of a kind, then you know the price will skyrocket, or the price will hold some value, because only one person in the world will own this art or collectible, such as a Pokemon card, such as a Tom Brady sports card, Michael Jordan. All of those collectibles are able to be authenticated using Ethereum to say they are one of a kind. So why Enjin Coin, which is my final high conviction cryptocurrency? So the use case for Enjin Coin, this is a digital currency that will be utilized in gaming platforms. So using Enjin, you can take your currency across multiple communities and games and retain value. So for adoption, this is more of a cryptocurrency for RPG games or games with similar themes. And as more and more are created, as more and more games are created, and the coin or currency gets adopted, that will allow for standard transactions across all virtual platforms. So this will be a currency that will be for gaming, where people can transfer the token, they can resell the virtual items for Enjin Coins, transfer the Enjin Coin to another gaming platform and buy a different whatever digital product you have in there or collectible using the Enjin Coin. So the demand for Enjin Coin will ultimately raise. That is my thesis. Demand will come from more games integrating the currency, as the currency is transferable between the communities, and also the value of it will raise as it gets traded more and more on exchanges such as Binance and Kraken. I'll leave links below where you can sign up for Binance or you can sign up for Kraken and trade cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Enjin Coin. So where to store your cryptocurrencies? You can store your cryptocurrencies in BlockFi. So BlockFi, I'll leave a link in my description, where when you put Bitcoin into BlockFi, at a certain amount you can take a loan out on your Bitcoin, as Bitcoin is seen as an asset class just like real estate. So you can take a loan out on your collateral there. You can also earn interest on your Bitcoin. So when you put Bitcoin or Ethereum into BlockFi, they actually pay you back in Bitcoin over time, just like a high yield savings account. You can also use freewallet.org. I'll leave a link in my description there as well. Free Wallet allows you to get fully verified, fully signed up, where you can own your private keys, and that will be basically your Bitcoin bank as well. You can use the blockchain app to purchase Bitcoin. So if you're having trouble purchasing Bitcoin and this doesn't work, reach out to me or reach out at the Income Helper, both on Instagram, and I can guide you to using the blockchain app. If it doesn't work, then I can facilitate the transfer at a fee. And also you can use cold storage or a hardware ledger. You can buy one at ledger.com or trezor.io. Trezor.io, don't mind the .cio, it's trezor.io. And you can purchase the cold ledgers there. It's a little bit more complicated, but it's just reading. Just read and try to understand what's going on, and you can send your Bitcoin there where it's hard for you to really pull it out like that. Basically, you should really hold Bitcoin as a long investment. So it's not something like a get rich quick scheme. It's just a hedge against the broad market or other currencies. So to conclude, the rich stay rich because they have an overall understanding of broad economic factors and place their money in places where their money either becomes more valuable or does not lose as much value as the normal person. Putting your money in crypto is not a get rich quick scheme, but if everyone that holds cash becomes significantly poorer because their cash becomes hyperinflated, you may generate some wealth, but we can only see how the future unfolds. So Bitcoin at the time of this video is at $60,260.90. Ethereum at the time of this video is $1,886.85 per Ethereum, and Enjin Coin right now is $2.71. So I really want to leave these up as we can look back. So we look back 5 years from now, and you can check the video and to see how Bitcoin really played out, how did Ethereum really turn out, and how did Enjin Coin turn out. I will leave these up so I can have accountability for what I said, and we can really look back if I was wrong, if I made a mistake, if there was something wrong in my thesis. But how I see it, you should have exposure to all asset classes. So you diversify your entire portfolio. You not only hold cash, you hold stocks, you can hold bonds, you can have a retirement plan, you have real estate, you have cryptocurrencies. So you have all kinds of assets that in any event that one of these assets fail, you can retain some of your wealth, or one of them can really do very well for you and you gain wealth very quickly. So I just want to say thank you for sticking through the entire video. If you really did, just remember to like, share and subscribe, and also comment so more people can see this information. And thank you for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.